What's up? Welcome to the channel. And in today's video, we are going to be discussing some things that are non-negotiable, not debatable. All right. These are how the characters work. This is what you should be doing, why you should be doing it, and nothing in between. I'm in about 10 different Fortnite Save the World Discord servers. And including in my own Discord, there are some questions have been asked, or people are asking for some help in certain areas that they shouldn't even be asking for help in. So I've done a little bit of research, and there are a lot of YouTubers who have an immense amount of subs and they get a lot of views, and they're just saying things that just are not correct. And I'm here to straighten that up. And hopefully I catch some new people watching this video before they actually start Save the World, because this is really going to help you. For anybody in Stonewood and Plankerton, correct what you're doing and start following this, because it is going to progress you much faster. Anybody who's in Canny or Twine, you may be aware of this information, you may not be. If it helps you, it helps you. So let's hop right to this. For the new people coming into this game, I'm going to break down the 4 characters, what they do, why they do it, and what you should be doing. And for anybody else, here is the truth behind all of the characters. So we're going to hop right to this right now. There are 4 characters in this game, and they are your Outlander, your Ninja, your Constructor, and your Soldier. Those are the 4 characters in the game. And we're going to start off with this Ninja first, right? Ninjas are designed to hop all over the place. Get from point A to point B really fast. If there was a race between a Ninja and the other classes, a Ninja is probably going to beat you because they can just hop over things where you would have to build or jump, and it's going to take some time, right? A Ninja just hops and goes. Other than that, the Ninja, you only use the Ninja for the MSK or for your expeditions. Send them out on your missions to get the free materials, crafting, survivors, all that stuff. Get all those free materials, okay? Other than that, your Ninja is absolutely dog water in the game. Absolutely trash. It's not doing anything for you except you just hopping all over the place like a spaceship. Alright, that's it. Ironically, what we're going to be discussing is the Outlander, right? And it just happens to be that the best farming class is also the best DPS class in the game. So, if you take the best DPS, the Outlander, versus the best ninja build you could make and put them in a standoff, those two burst, destroy the encampments, the Outlander is going to absolutely steamroll the Ninja at the end of the game. The combat score is going to be like 8,000 plus to the Ninja doing 3,000 to 4,000 maximum, right? So absolutely waste of time. You don't need to use a Ninja, so they don't even focus on it. Your Constructor. You do not need a Constructor in Stonewood, Plankerton, nor Canny. You only really need to start using a Constructor in Twine. Anything before Twine, you just build a little base and you can DPS everything in the game. In Twine, you're gonna need a Constructor for some of them missions in there, especially the 160s. You're gonna need a Constructor. If you don't use a Constructor, that's fine. You're just gonna have to use a little bit more traps, build a little bit more walls for a block off, right? But you still really don't need a Constructor at those higher level missions in Twine. What you really need a Constructor for is when you're gonna be doing your endurance runs. Right, your Constructor is designed to make your base stronger and make your traps hit harder or last longer, or a combination of everything. That's when you use your Constructor. Other than that, you don't need a Constructor. Early game, you don't need one until that point in time. You can work on a build for it, but you don't need to walk into the game with a Constructor. Does nothing for you. Same thing with a Ninja, and same thing with a Soldier. Okay, it's going to do nothing for you, all right? Because you're not getting extra resources. If you're using a Soldier, it's because you're DPSing, and that's what a Soldier is meant to be used for, is DPS. The next best DPSer in the game, which is going to keep up with an Outlander, it's still going to have a lesser score in the combat, is going to be your soldier. Your Outlander is probably going to have 6,000-7,000, and your soldier, depending on how fast you are and and what you focus that build on, you might be at a 5,500 or 6,500. If the Outlander's at 7,000, you're right behind him in score, 6,500. No more than 1,000 away. All right. But you are steamrolling the ninja and the constructor. Okay. The constructor's gonna have a DPS build of maybe 1,000 or two. Your ninja is gonna have a DPS of maybe 2,000-3,000. Really not much. If they're just straight DPSing, destroy the encampments. I mean, you're steamrolling the two other characters in the game. So you do not need to use a constructor or a ninja, period. A ninja at all. You don't need a ninja. Remember, constructor, twine for the endurance. Your soldier, just for DPS. Now, the Outlander is what you need to be using immediately, especially for new people. Get an Outlander immediately, and I'll explain how to do that in a little bit. Your Outlander allows you to farm faster. When you hit a tree and a rock, well, in a car, you're going to get extra nuts and bolts. You're going to get your battery, your efficiency, maybe all three of them in one go, right? But you're going to get extra of them, unlike the other three characters in the game. They're going to hit a car, and they're going to get a nut and bolt, one or two, maybe a battery, maybe. They're just going to have to hit more cars to get those resources. But in Outlander, every time you destroy something, you're getting extra materials right off the rip. Imagine being the guy who's using a constructor, walking into a resupply mission, and they're picking flowers. And they're just getting one herd. And Outlander is going to get 3-4. Alright? Your other classes are not getting any of those extra resources. So you do not use... You know what? I know a lot of people who use other classes, right? Because they say they're soloing missions. That's fine. Okay? If you need to solo a mission and you're using a soldier build, I get it. But not a constructor, and definitely not a ninja. Like, a lot of people are using a constructor to solo because it's building. You don't need to build anything. Just build your basic walls and then drop some traps, and that's it. But the Outlander can build the walls, drop some traps, but he's got more DPS. You got your Teddy, you got your shock tower, right? The seismic smash I don't like. It's like a boomerang. It's a really narrow arrow shot. It shoots out and comes back. Does a little bit of damage. I like the shock tower. The shock tower, I don't care how many Huskler are. It's going to hit them all with those lightning bolts that come out. Absolutely smashes them, right? Your constructor is doing what? Running around with a melee weapon. He's not shooting anything, and relying on a lot of traps, right? So when he gets overwhelmed, what's he really doing? Really not much of anything besides dropping down his one big turret. That's about it. You do not need to use a constructor until late game. You're not using a ninja, and you really don't need to use a soldier build. Make a soldier build later on just to switch it up between soldier and Outlander. When I walk into a game with a soldier build, I am straight up eliminating the enemies that I see. I'm not looting nothing. I'm not even hitting a tree. I might pick a flower, but really, I'm just there to kill everything in sight. Your Outlander, you get an anti-material charge. Okay, so there's two different ways you can build your Outlander. And the anti-material charge allows you to... You always get an anti-material charge, by the way, with all of your Outlanders. But with some builds in your hero loadout, you can use those anti-material charges 4 to 5 times, right? And the person who's using that 4 or 5 times is farming faster than the Outlander who's only using it twice, like me. My Outlander build is really for survivability. right? So I have enough DPS on there for when I'm looting, I just drop a teddy and go back to looting. When I see more husk, I just drop my teddy and just go back to looting. There are other people who have an anti-material build, right? To where they can hit, and it's 2 tiles wide. So if I have a tree and a rock and another tree, and I throw my anti-material punch, bang! I just looted all of that in 1 second. And I can do it again up to 2 times. Other people can do that 4 or 5 times for 2 tiles long. That means they can clear out sections of stuff. But a soldier, a constructor, and a ninja cannot loot like that in any way, shape, or form. So use your Outlander. Also an Outlander, you're able to see items around you and loot them. And then recycle those items to craft the things you need. People who are using constructors in the game because they supposedly have to solo, you know what they're doing? They're using those resources to build traps in those missions when they shouldn't be doing that. You should be using those resources to put in your own storm shield defenses. Craft those traps and place them down. Not in a mission. That's why you need to use your Outlander. Okay? Start off with an Outlander. It gets good DPS. If you're wondering how you get Outlanders, you have to go to your collection book and pull it out with your Outlanders. We'll go right here, right? You're gonna need legendary flux and training manuals, and before you would just do that, you would want to read on him or her, right? Their abilities. Like this one right here is really good. It increases the teddy duration by 12 seconds. All right, and you are going to get this teddy at a level 1. So immediately you can just drop your teddy at level 1. Boom! And start DPSing with your teddy. Now it has Seismic Smash. I mean, I personally don't like Seismic Smash, so I wouldn't unlock this character. I would rather have my Shock Tower, right? You can get Legendary Flux by upgrading your collection book, by leveling up your account level, playing Venture, and by buying it out of the Llama shop right here. So you can buy it out of there. Now, in the event items, there's always Outlanders. All right, long as you have an Outlander, you are farming faster than somebody who's not, and you're still able to DPS better than somebody like a ninja or a constructor, right? So here's a mythic Outlander, and his bonus is Icy Shot, right? That's an Outlander I wouldn't even want to use just because I'm not going to be running around with a sniper rifle. But if you don't have an Outlander, just go get him. You're still going to be able to farm loot faster than somebody who's not running an Outlander. So early game to late game, use an Outlander. All that material, everything you're getting, you're going to get it faster. Okay? That is the best tip for early game strategies all the way to end game. Don't focus on your soldier build in the beginning. You can focus on that if you're going for a DPS build. I know a lot of people want a DPS build for survivability, and I really enjoy the minigun build. I love it. You know, like John Rambo, rocking a minigun. But technically, the best build in the game is the Outlander. And you get best of both worlds. You get the best looting in the game and the best DPS. You can't beat that. You're not looting and getting all those extra resources with any other class in the game. So I've explained how they work and when you should be using those classes. Other than that, I know 2 people right now that have multiple different Outlander builds for different reasons. So you can make one straight for DPS and one for maximum amount of loot while farming. You can still DPS because obviously you still have a Teddy and a Shock Tower or a Seismic Smash for those builds. Alright, so GG, have a great day. I will provide a link in the description below to join the Discord, and thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next video. And I appreciate you guys. Thank you.